Hello, it's me, Recky. Welcome back to another reaction. Bit different today. Gonna check out the channel We Are Mighty, and the video is called Top 10 Most Patriotic Moments in Sports History. And I'm pretty sure it's all about America. And that's what we like to do. If you haven't checked out We Are Mighty, the link for the channel and for this video we're gonna watch is available in the description. Go there and give them the support that they so much deserve. If you do enjoy the content you're currently watching, don't forget to smack the like and, of course, hit that subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. Small thing for you, huge for me. So please consider. A big thank you to my channel members and my patrons. Thank you so much for the incredible support. A shout out to the Supreme Tier donators over by Patreon, channel membership on YouTube. God bless. Thank you so much. Personal shout outs to the ultimate supporters: Deja, Walt, Dwayne, Dana, Troy, Robert, Matt, Lon, Barbara, and Kevin. Only available on Patreon. If you want to join them, click join to become a member or check out the coolest link ever pinned on top of all the other ones. There you go. Sports. I love sports. I've been a super fan of the NFL, the NHL. Maybe not that much of a baseball fan. I think. Let's do this.
Sporting events are always going to be a central part of the American experience. In the fall, Americans tune in to watch their favorite sports, be it the NFL, MLB, NHL, and even the NBA. Every 2 years, we come together as a nation to support Team USA in the Winter or Summer Olympics. We even sometimes come together to watch the United States compete in World Cup play. It's happened. From the yellow ribbon tied around the Superdome during Super Bowl 15.
What did you say? It happened? What did she mean with that, though? Hold on.
States compete in World Cup play. It's happened. From the yellow ribbon tied around the Superdome during Super Bowl 15 to remember hostages taken in Iran, to chants of USA, USA, when a crowd in Philadelphia learned about the death of Osama bin Laden. American sports fans and players wear their American hearts on their sleeves.
I
so
love
let's
that.
check out the top 10 most patriotic moments in sports history. Number 10. Team USA carries the World Trade Center flag to the Olympics. Rarely does a flag presentation at the Olympic Games happen to a quiet crowd. But as 8 members of Team USA, flanked by members of the New York Police Department and New York Fire Department, marched the flag of the host country into the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City, you could hear a pin drop. The flag they carried was found in the rubble of Ground Zero and had flown atop the World Trade Center in New York when the buildings were attacked on September 11, 2001. That flag was under the debris for 3 days before being found and given to the National Guard. It took some time to convince the International Olympic Committee, who is responsible for keeping politics out of the Games, to approve the display of the torn and tattered banner. But on opening night, the World Trade Center's old glory flew proudly once more.
Such a symbol of perseverance. Such a symbol for the power of the good. I want to say that, the power of good. And I'm really happy that the Olympic Committee actually saw this as a display of we're not backing down from evil. So a big thank you to the Olympic Committee.
Number 9. Ruland Gardner defeats the undefeated. For a decade, Alexander Karelin was the world's dominant super heavyweight wrestler. By the time the 2000 Olympics rolled around, Karelin, aka the Russian Bear,
Holy crap, Karelin was he was a bear. I mean, he was like, I'm tall, and I'm chunky, but this dude was huge.
aka Alexander the Great, hadn't been defeated in a match since Russia was still called the Soviet Union. And even then, that was his only loss, until he faced off with a dairy farmer from Wyoming. In 6 years, Karelin hadn't even given up a single point to an opponent. His American opponent, Ruland Gardner, hadn't placed higher than 5th in the world up until this point, and even lost to Karelin 5-0 before. But Karelin lost his grip and a point to Gardner in the second period. Number 8.
I had no clue about that. He actually beat Karelin. Wow, that's huge.
Mary Lou Retton wins a gymnastic first. A little girl from West Virginia dealt a stunning blow to the Eastern Bloc during the Cold War when Mary Lou Retton brought home Olympic gold in 1984. Before Retton, Team USA was never able to wrest Olympic gold from the Eastern Europe in the individual all-around gymnastics event. She came into the event trailing Romania's Ekaterina Szabo, and she even had undergone a knee operation just 5 weeks before competing. In Retton's own words, she believes her performance showed that American-born and trained athletes can do anything, no matter what the odds are.
Wow. Goosebumps.
1999 Women's World Cup Final. The 1999 Women's World Cup came down to a shootout tiebreaker against the Chinese, with the score tied 0-0 in extra time.
I actually remember this. I actually saw this this game. I'm a huge soccer fan. Well, football for us.
The US team would end up winning based on penalties. It wasn't so much the gameplay that mattered, it was the draw. With 90,000 spectators, it was the largest turnout for a women's sporting event ever. The lasting image of the US win would be Brandi Chastain's post-penalty kick celebration of the victory, where she fell to her knees and took off her jersey, revealing the sports bra seen around the world. That image became one of Sports Illustrated's most iconic.
Wow, I got goosebumps because I know how to when you actually win something that you can maybe didn't really expect to do in sports. It's amazing. It's such a good feeling. And she is portraying this in such a good way. And behind her, wow.
Covers ever. Number 6, Joe Louis knocks out a Nazi. In 1938, Hitler was still touting the Germans as a master race, while German athletes competed the world over for top honors. On June 22nd, Max Schmeling met American champion, the brown bomber Joe Louis. The first time the two met in 1936, Schmeling took advantage of a moment when Louis dropped his left hand after a jab, allowing Schmeling to give Louis his first loss in the 12th round of that fight. That would not happen again. With the world listening via radio and more than 70,000 watching in Yankee Stadium, Louis unloaded on Schmeling, knocking him down 3 times in just 2 minutes.
Wow.
Schmeling was only able to throw 2 punches in the whole 1-round match.
Punch him in
Number 5, the champ lights the Olympic torch. Lighting the Olympic flame at the end of the torch relay is an honor reserved for a legendary Olympic athlete from the host country. Does it get more legendary than the greatest Muhammad Ali? Except in 1996, the identity of the one who would light the flame was a close-kept secret. Even swimmer Janet Evans, who was handing the torch off, didn't know to whom she was handing it. Ali was stricken with Parkinson's disease and had long since retired by this point. When Ali emerged to take the Olympic torch and light the flame, the sound in Atlanta was less a roar of applause and more of the collective gasp of elated surprise as the once great boxer, shaking, lit the torch.
Oh my God.
Number 4, Rick Monday saves the flag. Remember the MLB outfielder Rick Monday? He might be before most of our audience's time, but Monday was with the Los Angeles Dodgers' 1981 World Series winning team. Before that, he was the top prospect in the 1965
Holy crap, that's a
Major League
catch.
Baseball draft. Somewhere in between, he saved Old Glory from public degradation. In 1976, Monday was with the Chicago Cubs, visiting the Dodgers. With Monday in center field during the 4th inning, 2 protesters jumped the outfield fence and tried to burn a flag on live television. Monday, seeing what was about to transpire, ran over and snatched the lighter fluid-soaked flag. The protesters were arrested, and Monday was able to keep the flag. Ever since that day, Monday used the actual flag to raise money for military families.
Wow.
Number 3, the president's post-9/11 opening pitch. It might be hard to imagine the leader of the free world facing a new global war on terrorism, being psyched out by throwing the first pitch in Yankee Stadium. But in his own words, he absolutely was. Thousands of New Yorkers came to the stadium to watch President George W. Bush throw the pitch to open Game 3 of the 2001 World Series.
I wonder if he practiced. I would definitely practice like a year before.
It was also just weeks after 9/11. He didn't want Americans to think the president was incapable of finding the plate. But as he practiced, Yankee Derek Jeter told him that he needed to both throw from the mound and not in front as originally planned, and not bounce it. They'll boo you, he told the president. Bush, shaken but loose, walked onto the field and threw a strike to an eruption of applause.
Oh, wow.
Number 2.
I think I want to hear the eruption of applause because that would give me goosebumps.
2. The Buckeye
The Buckeye bullet burns Hitler.
bullet burns Hitler. Before he ever arrived in Berlin for the 1936 Olympic Games, Jesse Owens had already set 3 world records and tied another. At Ohio State, he won 8 individual NCAA championships, which was a record in its own right. When he arrived in Berlin, he knew Nazi Germany was using the games as a showcase.
Yeah. I think I saw a documentary of Jesse Owens during like a World War II thing, and it's safe to say that Hitler didn't like what he saw.
For its racial policies, that he was determined to compete anyway. Owens went on to win 4 gold medals in 1936, an unrivaled achievement until some 50 years later when Carl Lewis did the same in 1984. When Owens won gold in the long jump, the Olympic Committee told Hitler he had to greet all the winners or none at all. Hitler opted for none. As Owens won other events, Hitler would leave early. Nazi minister Albert Speer would later write that Hitler was, quote, highly annoyed by the series of triumphs by the marvelous colored American runner, Jesse Owens.
I love that.
End quote. Number 1, the miracle on
Oh, goosebump time.
ice. Would you bet money on a bunch of college amateurs taking on the world's greatest hockey team in a competition for Olympic gold? Not many would, and not many did, as it turns out. That was the situation Team USA faced in the 1980 Winter Olympics. It was a tough time for the United States. With hostages in Iran, an energy crisis, and runaway inflation, it looked like the American dream was coming to an end. But no words echoed through the ages like Al Michaels' "Do you believe in miracles?" as Team USA topped the Soviet Union 4-3 in one of the biggest upsets in sports history.
I've seen the documentary on the 1980s World Championship, and that is I'm kind of pissed off because you beat Sweden, but it's all good. I mean, it's okay. And one of those, I mean, I love watching documentaries, and this one was definitely one of the best ones because, like she says, hard time for the United States coming in. A bunch of college kids beat the crap out of the mighty Soviet Unions, and of course, Sweden. It was a great one. If you haven't checked it out, I would strongly suggest you do. I really did enjoy this, and let me know if you want me to keep on checking out some sports events or whatever you have in mind. Let me know in the comments. If you did enjoy this, don't forget to smack the like and, of course, hit that subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I'm Recky. You stay safe.